What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and welcome back to our Life is Strange community series, a community series that airs on our channel every other week where I talk about all things Life is Strange. Now, for this video, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I kind of wanted to take it away from Life is Strange Season 2, and that's what I've been doing the past couple videos, and really taking it away from a lot of the negativity, especially that I've been talking about with Season 2, but I kind of want to go into that a little bit here. I want to talk about why it seems like everyone suddenly hates Life is Strange 1, Life is Strange Season 1, because it's very, very interesting, and this really is only directed, I'd say, at the people that I've seen commenting on my videos from it. And I'm not the biggest channel in the world, but I am one of the only ones that still covers Life is Strange content quite often, like at a consistent basis. There used to be that Blackwell podcast that I actually listened to back in the day, but they stopped years ago, and as far as I can tell on YouTube, I'm one of the only people that does these kind of community series or makes these videos all the time, like, you know, in a consistent manner, talking about the game. And I'm definitely one of the only ones that talks about the negative part. So, you know, I'm not saying that I'm the engagement and I see all the people that play this game. I'm not saying that, but I feel like this applies to a lot of people that do watch my videos, because I see it quite often in the comments, and that is just this sudden hatred of Life is Strange Season 1. And am I exaggerating a little bit? Well, I'll get into it, okay? Because what this all ties back into is Season 2. And I feel like there's a pattern. I think I've messaged people or like responded to comments that are on my side that kind of agree with me that Season 2 is terrible. And I've told them, I said, look at the way people talk about Season 1. I feel like more people will be on my side with Season 2 when Season 3 comes out. I feel like it's this kind of like negativity and hatred mindset where it's like people, and here's the thing. If you're one of those people that are like that or have commented on my videos saying that, I'm not attacking you. I want to have a conversation, just kind of go over my viewpoint of it and how I see it, and how to me it really doesn't make any sense. People really don't like that I hate Life is Strange Season 2. It's a well-known fact. It's a well-known fact that I do not like it. I don't like anything about it, and I keep making videos talking about it, and I keep putting that out there. And so many people have told me to firstly stop making videos if I'm going to be against it, which really doesn't even make sense. And the second thing I see quite often is, because I talk about Season 1 a lot in terms of comparing it and kind of backing me up in why I don't like Season 2, I see so many comments saying Season 1 was bad. Season 1 had no depth. Max and Chloe were terrible characters. Max had no emotion. You know, you play it as just, you know, and Chloe was whiny and all of these things, and time travel was this and that. I've seen so many comments, and I look at them and I laugh. I'll be flat out honest with you. I laugh at those comments because, you know, you firstly tell me that I can't be negative about Season 2, and then to justify why Season 2 is good, you go after Season 1. Let's not forget what Season 1 did, and, you know, I guess if you don't like Season 1, that's fine, but it's just kind of hypocritical. It's kind of hypocritical to go back and make fun and attack Season 1 when I remember, and I say this in every video too that I talk about Season 1, Season 1 was such an important and impactful game, not just to Life is Strange, but really to episodic gaming. It showed us that not just Telltale could do this, that other people could do this, and it could be about something that's not, you know, already established licenses. This doesn't have, you don't have to make a game on The Walking Dead and build it on that world. You don't have to make a Tales from the Border. You don't have to do like a Borderlands game. You don't have to do that. Now, were those games amazing? Yeah, but they proved in Season 1 that you can make your own game, and you can do it, and you can have an episodic game, and you can talk about the release date and have it be very, very structured and make people happy, especially me happy, that you can deliver these impactful moments. And even, you know, the two-girl thing, I know a lot of people, you know, go after the political side of gaming, whether people would want more females as the leads and all that stuff, and then you kind of see Sean and Daniel as the males and the lead of Season 2, and you can kind of make a point there that people are being, you know, kind of hypocritical as well. Because wouldn't the people that wanted the whole Max and Chloe, you know, the lesbian kind of thing, wouldn't they want that to continue and kind of have that diversity in gaming? So really, that doesn't even make sense to me. And honestly, that's such just a side point. It doesn't matter, to be honest with you. But in all, I see so many things just going against Season 1 when Hey, I love season one, and I know for a fact that so many people love season one. When season one came out, it wasn't like a critical darling. I think it caught a lot of people by surprise. It got average to above average review scores, but it never got like amazing scores. This was not a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 game. It really wasn't. It was a game that graphically and engine wise was very, very bad. I'll say that, and there was a lot of problems there, but it was a game that just did stuff so different and had such a backstory, had so much to learn about the world, and that was one of the main things that I loved about season one, is that you could play that game and it could take you, the game itself was only like a 2-hour episode, but you could play it and you could stretch it to easily like 4 hours if you read everything, if you experienced everything, if you sat down, in kind of those very peaceful or tranquil moments of the game, and when Max is kind of just talking in her head and there's the music playing in the background, those are perfect moments, and those are in season two, and I've talked about that. To me, they're absolutely worthless, and they don't add anything to the story because I don't care about any of that stuff, so I don't want to learn about it. I don't want to waste my time reading it because I feel like they're already wasting my time, so why do it more? That's just my, dig at season two for this video. But, season one to me is such a special, special thing, and I really do love the characters of Max and Chloe. I think the character of Max as a protagonist, as a person that you play as, is one of the best female protagonists out there. Is she to the level of, say, an Ellie or a Clementine? Maybe not as much. Maybe, I think she's a tier below that. But even like a Lara Croft, she's not she's not very, it's not detailed. She's not super in depth. That character doesn't have a lot of depth to her. It's not like a Nathan Drake. I think Nathan Drake has way more depth than a Lara Croft, and it's not a male to female thing there. It's just, I think factually that's the way it is. So is Max the best female character ever? No, but the time travel powers were awesome. They did so many great things. The characters, the world, Arcadia Bay, the fact that the school itself, the fact that the diner, the fact that all of these things were literally felt like characters in this world when they were just buildings or just objects. The Rachel Amber kind of subplot going on there that was awesome. The having an actual villain, I'll go back and talk about that. Having a real villain, both in terms of something coming at them like that tornado or the hurricane, and also Mark Jefferson. They actually had a person as a villain doing these awful, awful things, and also, an impending huge doom. And also the themes were just way, way, way better than season two and all. I mean, again, I think the kind of teenage depression and figuring out who you are and seeing what you truly love and care about, and there's a ton of themes in that, and even drug abuse, right, with Prescott. There was a lot going on there, and I'm not comparing season one to season two. Like I kind of want to do that at the end of this season and talk about why I believe season one was better. This isn't really about if it's better or not. This is about that I think it's a really amazing game. I think season one is an amazing game, and to justify why season two is so perfect to so many people's eyes and why that I should just shut up, they go after the fact that season one was terrible, and they say, well, you like season one, you liked all these things, they weren't even good, they were bad, this is way better. The only thing, in my opinion, that's better in season two is the engine. That's the only thing. I would love to see season one remade in season two, to see them how they would look now. That's why I would kind of like to see what Max looks like. Can they bring Max back so I can kind of see what Max looks like in a more updated and a better engine? That's one of the only reasons I would want her in the game, is to see that. But, so again, this is a discussion kind of video that I'm making here. It's not something that's trying to prove a point. It's just kind of, again, laughable, and I don't understand it when I see people going after season one, because I feel like they're just turning their back to something that they thought they loved or they did love back in the day. Because, again, while critically it wasn't the biggest thing, I think fan-wise, fans ate that season up, and especially me, too. I tell the story a lot. I saw the trailer for the first episode of Life is Strange. I texted Tyler, my cousin, who's also, a co-founder of Podcast Now. I told him, this is going to be something special. I can tell. And then you can ask him. I can tell that this is going to be something special. And guess what? It was. It really, really was. It was exactly what I was kind of hoping it would be. And I'm glad that I could call that and predicted that going in. But season one was just so special, and going online and seeing all the fan theories and all the people talking about season one and the relationship of Max and Chloe and how cool Chloe was, and even having them bond and get closer together and be that BFF. And also, you can make them more if you wanted to, and they gave you that option. You were allowed to choose that. There was a lot to that. And now, just because people really want to defend season 2, which again I think is an awful season, they go back and they say, well, all those things we loved about season 1, they weren't even that good. They were pretty awful. This is obviously a major improvement on all of the things season 1 did. That's just flat out not true. And I think you can make that argument. I think people try to make that argument with any sequel. And I think if you're passionate enough about a game, and you're passionate enough about a property or whatever, and you look at the sequel of that, you can make the argument every time that it builds upon something, or it makes the game before it look not as good, even if that isn't true. I go to, and I mean, the Uncharted games is one that I do think that's true. I know a lot of people think Uncharted 2 is the best Uncharted, but there's an example right there. A lot of people actually think the second Uncharted game that came out in 2009 is better than Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 4. And obviously Uncharted 4, in terms of graphics, in terms of all the things that they had learned throughout that series and throughout those 4, 5, 6 years in between, obviously there's a lot of improvements, but people still like 2 better. And that's not like it's not a unanimous vote of people, but there's plenty of games out there where the middle game is better than the sequel. Even like a Batman Arkham City, so many people, including me, Arkham Knight is not the best Arkham game. It's either Asylum to me or City. And you look at that, Arkham Asylum, like that came out so long ago. I still think it's better than most games now, right? And obviously a lot of games can improve upon that. So it's not right to do that. I think obviously people have their own opinions, and people can do and say and do whatever they want. But I feel like that's just something that I see quite often. And when I go back to it in 2 weeks and I start talking about how awful I think season 2 is, I'm sure you'll see people in the comments. It's just funny to watch it, because you'll see so many people go after me and go after season 1. I just want to have a discussion about that. So guys, let me know in the comments below, after you're done disliking this video, what do you think? Do you think season 1 sucks? Did you like season 1 and now you think it sucks? Where do you stand on this? And have you noticed this about the Life is Strange community in general? Let me know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit that bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And I do very much appreciate you guys watching. Even if we share differences of opinions on Life is Strange, we really don't do anything like this on the channel, where there's just so many people against the way that I think about Life is Strange or about a property, but we still make videos about it anyway. I think it's really, really fun to interact with you guys and to make these videos, and I have a lot of fun doing it. I really do appreciate you guys watching, even if we don't always agree. I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks.